So this is going to be a very brief and general introduction to Marxism and Marxist social theory. Since Marxism and its many tendencies and forms is arguably the single most complex and dynamic system of thought to date, it would be impossible for me to give a complete introduction and account to all the nuances and aspects of the theory. As a result, I'm going to break down this video into giving a very simplistic and a linear account of what Marxism says and argues for, and there will be future videos going into, the nuances and other aspects of the theory to give a more complete and full analysis. So, let's begin. At base, Marxism is an anti-capitalist political and economic ideological system which arose during the 19th century with the writings of Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. It is the first historically most complete form of scientific revolutionary socialism. It's often put together with communism. So that leaves 2 points, that is the revolutionary character of Marxism and the scientific character of Marxism. It is revolutionary in the sense that it holds that capitalism can only be ended through a revolution against the capitalist structure and order. And second, it is scientific in the sense that it bases its conclusions off of necessary laws that, for the Marxist, guide everything about a particular society and are inescapable rather than notions of morality and justice which are typical with other forms of socialism. As such, together, the revolutionary and scientific character of Marxism distinguishes it again from all other forms of anti-capitalism and socialist theory, such as that of the utopian socialist who came before and preceded both Marx and Engels. As an extension of Marxism's scientific character, the analysis and criticism Marxism levies is based off of several very particular understandings of history and society, namely 3 core pieces of analysis. First, Marxism views economic production as the primary character of all existing society. Rather than ideas, political beliefs, religion, and the like being subjectively believed by atomized individuals within a society, these things are the result of how highly advanced the productive forces are and how control of these productive forces are arranged. So, the arrangement of who owns and works the factories and farmland, for example, and how they own and operate those factories and farmland will determine the forms that civilization will take at any given point in time. This, for the Marxist, explains why political ideas, religious practices, types of states present, etc., all shift in very dramatic and revolutionary ways as the relations of production are altered within society over time. That is to say, in a popular Marxist phrase, the economic basis and constitution of a society will determine the form of the experiences within that society. Second of all, as a result of the Marxist understanding of this relationship between economic production and the form of society and civilization, Marxists also have a very particular understanding of the way in which human history develops. Namely, the history of human society is composed of a number of historical periods defined in particular by the dominant economic arrangements present. These historical periods for Marxism include but are not limited to slave society, feudalism, capitalism, socialism, and communism. As such, rather than the relations within society being random and arbitrarily determined again by atomized individual choices, things in society follow a very general structure of moving to and between historical periods. Third and finally, Marxism considers the core dynamic of society to be the class struggle, that is, the antagonistic contradiction and conflict which exists between classes in society with mutually exclusive interests. For Marx, each period, in addition to being defined by particular arrangements of production and economics, is defined by a particular type of class struggle between several particular classes. In the Communist Manifesto, for example, Marx first describes the class struggle unique to feudalism as that between the guildmasters, the aristocrats, the journeymen, the peasants, and the young bourgeoisie, that is, the young capitalist class, whereas the struggle within the capitalist system is immensely simplified to one simply between the bourgeoisie and the proletariat, that is, the capitalist class and the working class. With these 3 core principles, Marxism applies a radical critique to the social conditions it was founded and built within, that is to say, capitalist society. The Marxist acknowledges the immense conflict between the working class and capitalist classes, with the working class being oppressed by its exploitative relationship to the capitalists who are in control of the state. Due to the contradiction which exists between the proletarian class and these capitalists in power, Marxism thus holds that the only way for the struggle to resolve itself or end itself, as has been the case with all past class struggles, is the complete victory of the proletariat and the working class through a socialist revolution, wherein the capitalist class is overthrown and replaced with the political control of the proletariat. This stage of political hegemony by the working class, one of the single most important concepts to Marxism, if not the single most important concept, is the dictatorship of the proletariat. Through this state of workers wherein the proletariat uses the weapon of the state machine to export revolution to other countries and smash the capitalist order globally, the structural classes will eventually become abolished, leading to the withering away of the state as an organ of class rule, and thus leading to the final and highest stage of human society known as communism. Now, a lot of concepts and nuance have been glossed over in this video due to the magnitude of the material, so as I said, future videos will be made to give a more complete understanding of other concepts and advancements made past Marx's time and theories. Thus, I will end this first video on Marxism with a summarized quote from Vladimir Lenin defining the Marxist position in his book State and Revolution, and I quote, "Only he is a Marxist who extends the recognition of the class struggle to the recognition of the dictatorship of the proletariat."